friends. For math today, we're going to be looking at multiplication and division word problems. Solving word problems can be really tricky, but we're going to go through a couple steps to hopefully make it a little bit easier. Now, the first step when we're solving a multiplication or division word problem is to understand what the word problem is asking. So writing down or underlining some of the important information will help us get a better understanding of what's going on. So on the first problem, either you're following along on your worksheet or you can follow along with me on this video. Either way, whatever works better for you. Number 1 says, for her music class, Mrs. Ellis set up her desk in 4 rows of 8. How many students was she expecting in music class? Okay, think about what information do we know from this story? She sets up her desk in 4 rows. So we know there are 4 rows. Now that automatically makes me think of arrays. So maybe we'll be able to make an array with this story. The question is, we know if there are 4 rows, but how many chairs are in each row? Do we have that information in our story? We do. She says there are 4 rows of 8. So 8 chairs in each row. Okay. The next part of this is to either draw an array or a picture. You can choose whichever one works better for you. If you want to draw the picture of the chairs, you can. I'm going to draw an array because the word rows always makes me think of an array. And I know that there are 4 rows from this information. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. However, we need to look at our other piece of information that there are 8 chairs in each row. So I'm going to have to make sure each row has 8 chairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One row has 8 chairs, but all 4 rows have to have 8 chairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I have an array. I have 4 rows. I have 8 chairs in each row. What equation, what multiplication equation would match this array? The multiplication equation that matches is the number of rows, 4, times the number of chairs in each row, 8. Now you might know what 4 times 8 is off the top of your head, but if you don't, you can skip count by 4s, you can count each one individually. I know that 4 times 8 is 32. So the solution is 32. Don't forget the unit, chairs. Okay, so by pulling out the important information at the beginning, we're able to make this story much more manageable. Let's try another problem now. All right, with this one, it says Bobby wants to share cookies with his 6 friends. If he makes 24 cookies, how many will each of his friends get? Okay, so step 1, what does this problem tell us? What do we need to know? We know that he wants to share cookies with 6 friends. 6 friends. I hope I'm one of Bobby's friends because I can go for some cookies right about now. We also know how many cookies he makes. It says if he makes 24 cookies. So there are 24 cookies. The question, what is it asking us? How many will each of his 6 friends get? So that's what we need to figure out. We're taking these 24 cookies and giving them to 6 friends. Here's our information. We need to make a plan. You could try to draw an array, or you could try to draw a picture. This time I'm going to draw a picture, I think, because the array is a little bit confusing with a division equation like this one is. So I'm going to draw a picture. All right, I know that there are 24 cookies, and I know that there are 6 friends. So I'm going to draw the 6 friends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They look like people, right? Now I have my 24 cookies I have to split up. So there are a few ways that you can do this. You can try and guess how many cookies each one would get, but guessing and checking can be dangerous because it might make you have to do a little bit extra work. So I'm just going to take my 24 cookies and give one to each person until we're used up with the cookies. So, green cookies. I'm going to count to 24. You can count with me if you want, or you can draw on your own paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are we at 24 yet? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 24 yet? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I've divvied up my 24 cookies. How many cookies does each friend get? Well, let's look at one friend. One friend gets 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, if we counted, each friend gets 4 cookies. So our question, how many will each of his friends get? Answer, 4. Don't forget the unit, cookies. Now, the equation for this. Anyone know what these 3 numbers, 4, 6, and 24, how do they fit together in a fact family? There are actually 4 different equations you could come up with. We could do 24 divided by 6 equals 4. 4 times 6 equals 24, or the turnaround rule for either of those. Those would be equations that are appropriate for this problem. Okay? Now with the last 2, I want you to try them on your own, but remember, underline or write down the information that you know. What information is helpful to you to solve this problem? If you do that as your first step, the word problem will become much more clear to understand. All right, go ahead and either write this on the worksheet or try it on a piece of paper. If you don't have a printer, that works as well. Good luck, have fun, and let me know if you need some help.